start with the chemistry lecture. Today in this lecture, we will continue further with our lesson, that is lesson number 16, green chemistry and nano chemistry. So students, we will see about our today's subtopic, that is about the nano chemistry. Now this nano chemistry in today's scenario is an emerging new field of chemistry that emphasizes the study and development of preparation methods of useful materials by using nanometer size. So we could say that nanotechnology is science and technology conducted at the nanoscale, which is about 1 to 100 nanometer. Nanoscience and nanotechnology involves the ability to see and to control individual atoms and molecules. It is related with the production and reaction of nanoparticles, that is, the new ways of carrying out chemical reactions. Nanochemistry, in this, the nano size that scales from macromaterials to atom. Components are used in computers, layers in DVD, CD players. They are so small that it's not visible with our naked eyes. Now, when we say what is nanoscience or nanotechnology, so we can say that nanoscience is the study of phenomena and manipulation of materials at atomic, molecular and macromolecular scales, where properties differ significantly from those at a larger scale. So when we talk about nanoscale, it means very small, which is about 1 to 100 nanometers, that is almost to the its atom or molecular size. So we can define nanotechnology as nanotechnology is design, characterization, production and application of structures, devices and systems by controlling shape and size at nanometer scale. At the nanometer scale, we control the size and shape and use that properties at a larger scale. Now, when we say why this nano, nano means dwarf in Greek. So we can say that 1 nanometer, that is nm, is equal to 10 raised to minus 9 meter. That is 1 nanometer is 1 billionth of a meter. So here students, we can say that materials that we see around are bulk. Even the grain of the sand is micron sized. Materials of nanoscale size are from 1 nanometer to 100 nanometer. Now this has unique optical, structural, thermal, catalytic, magnetic and electrical properties. And these properties changes as a function of size and are very different from their bulk materials. Now these materials have structural components with at least one dimension in the nanometer scale, that is from 1 to 100 nanometer. So materials between 1 to 100 nanometer are of dimension in nanometer scale. Now they are larger than single atom but smaller than bacteria and cells. Here the examples are nanoparticles, nanowire and nanotubes. Now here students, nanostructure material can be large organic molecules, inorganic cluster compounds and metallic or semiconductor particles. Now students, see over here, see the image of dimension x, y, z axis. Now see the dimension over here. The first one, that is the zero dimensional nanostructure, in which all the three dimensions are in the nanoscale. The example is nanoparticle. So here when we talk about dimension in nanoscale system, we have 0, 1 and 2 dimensional nanoscale system. Here when x, y and z, all the dimensions are in nanoscale, then it is the zero dimensional nanostructure. Now in the second point, the one dimensional nanostructure in which two dimensions are in nanoscale. Here the examples are nanowire, nanorods, nanotubes and fibers. Here any two axes or dimensions are in nanoscale system. So only either of one dimension will remain. So it will be in the form of a wire or in the form of a rod. Now see the third point, two-dimensional nanostructure, in which one dimension is in nanoscale or small in the form of a particle. The example will be thin film. Here any one axis or the dimension will be in nanoscale. So the other two dimensions will remain, and so it will be in the form of thin sheet or in the form of thin film. Now students, see the chart over here. Now here in the first one, all the three dimensions are less than 100 nm and the nanomaterial type are nanoparticles, quantum dots, nanoshells, nanorings and microcapsules. Now see here in the figure or in the chart, in first all the dimensions are in zero scale. So it's zero dimensional nanostructure. In second, the two dimensions are less than 100 nm. So it's one dimensional nanostructure and nanomaterial type are nanotubes, fibers and nanowires. Now see in the third one dimension is less than 100 nm, that is nanometer. So it's two-dimensional nanostructure and the example will be thin film, layers and coatings. Now let us see about the definition of nanochemistry. So nanochemistry is defined as it's a combination of chemistry and nanoscience. The materials of at least one dimensional between 1 nm to 100 nm are known as nanomaterials. Now this nanochemistry deals with designing and synthesis of materials of nano scales. That is, different size and shape, structure and compositions and their organizations into functional architectures. Now this nanochemistry is used in chemical, physical, material science, engineering, biological and medical applications. So nanochemistry is an emerging new field of chemistry which emphasizes or gives importance to the study and development of preparation method of useful materials with nanometer size dimension. Now students, let us see about some of the characteristic features of nanoparticles. Now the first characteristic feature we will see is the color. Now this nano scale means a very small scale. So a totally different law has to be applied than those we experience in our daily life. Now this nanomaterial exhibits different color depending on their size. The optical property is totally different at the nano scale. Now if we take gold, it has shiny yellow color, but if we had only 100 gold atoms arranged in cube, then it will have much more red color. So color is the main characteristic feature of the nanoparticle. Now the next one we'll see about is the surface area. Now if a material in the bulk is subdivided into group of individual nanoparticles, then its volume will remain the same, but the surface area or the collective surface area will increase. So as the particle size will become smaller or decrease, it will provide more reaction site and our reaction will be faster. Now see the alongside figure. So when a cube of 1 meter square of its one surface area is taken, then the surface area of the cube will be, since it is a cube, it has 6 sides, so 6 multiplied by 1 meter square, so that will be 6 meter square. Now divide this cube into 8 equal parts. Now its surface area will be 6 into half meter square into 8, so that will become 12 meter square. Now if we divide the cube into 27 equal parts, now here its surface area will be 6 into 1/3 meter square into 27, so that will be 18 meter square. So this clears that the cube was divided into smaller size cubes and its surface area goes on increasing. So surface area is also the characteristic feature of the nanoparticle. Now the next characteristic features is about the catalytic activity. Now this nanomaterial based catalyst shows increase in catalytic activity. Now due to increase in the surface area with decrease in particle size, nanomaterial based catalyst shows increase in the catalytic activity. Now this nanomaterial based catalyst are heterogeneous catalyst. That is, the catalysts are in solid form and the reaction occurs on the surface of the catalyst. Now this nanoparticle catalyst can be easily separated and can be recycled. Now here take the example PD, that is palladium, and PT, that is platinum. Metal particles are used in heterogenation reaction, that is palladium and platinum. These metal particles are used in hydrogenation reactions. Titanium dioxide, that is TiO2, and zinc oxide, that is ZnO, are used in photocatalysis. Now gold nanoparticles are found to be good catalyst, but if we take this gold in bulk, then it is unreactive. Now let us see about the history of nanotechnology. Now here some ancient glasses paintings has ruby color, that is ruby red color, due to gold or silver nanoparticles. Now students, in the ancient time also these nanomaterials were used, but to understand them as nanostructure material, now this is very recent development, and we have nowadays very advanced tools and technologies and sophisticated instruments. Now the artists at that period will actually change the composition of material that they were working with, but since the technologies were not there, they were unaware of the process. Now some medieval pottery have luster due to certain spherical metallic nanoparticles. Now this films which was used in the pottery had nanoparticles that give luster and shine. Now this carbon nanotubes used in the tires are made up of graphite sheets with nano size diameter. Now this nano size structure which was used, the carbon black, that is used in the tires, that is the nano structure material that increases the life of the tire. Now fumed silica, a nanostructure material, is used in silicone rubber coatings, sealants and adhesives. Now this fumed silica, which is an anti-caking agent, now this prevents the formation of the lumps. Now students, let us talk about the disadvantage and advantage of nanoparticles and nanotechnology. Now first see about the disadvantage of nanotechnology. Now here students, in spite of advancement of nanotechnology and its benefit, that it has provided to the world, there still exists some disadvantage. So the pollution caused by nanotechnology is known as nanopollution, and this nanopollution is very dangerous for the living world. Nanoparticles cause lung damage. The small particles can inhaled and through the respiratory tract. So these small particles, the nanoparticles, can enter our respiratory tract and get deposited in our lungs. Size, chemical composition and shape of nanoparticles affect human health. So, characteristics of nanoparticles like their size and shape and chemical composition has ill effect on human health. Nanoparticles can enter human body, which can be health risks. So it is our responsibility to see that we use this nanotechnology in a positive way. Now let us talk about the advantage of nanotechnology. Revolutions in electronic and computing. So here in all the small size electronic devices, we are using much more efficient and small size components. In the energy sector, we use this nanotechnology. Now this will make our solar power more economical. Energy storage devices will become more efficient. In medical field also, due to the manufacturing of small drugs by use of nanotechnology, we can use this to treat life-threatening diseases also like cancer and diabetes. Now this nanotechnology is amongst the most advanced field of science, but it is full of both risks and opportunity. Careful application of this nanotechnology could help the entire humanity. Nanotechnology has greatly contributed to the development of computer and other electronic industries, and it has enabled the growth of faster, smaller and more profitable systems. Now, this nanotechnology has been used in the field of medicine for diagnosis and treatment of various diseases. Nanotechnology is used in industries. Now this has made improved catalyst, which has increased the production in less consumption of raw materials or the reactants and energy. Now due to this, now we have improved batteries with high power density and charge holding capacity. So more researches has been going on in the field of nanotechnology, and hoping that it will prove to be more beneficial for us. Now students, here we have seen about the green chemistry and about the nanotechnology. So this is very important from your environmental point of view. So you have to put much more efficient over here. You have to work very hard to study this also lesson also. So students, we will come to the end of the topic over here for the green chemistry and nanotechnology. nanotechnology. So students, thank you very much. Stay blessed.